Now that we've had a little bit of time to digest the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom new gameplay with all of its features and what Nintendo showed, there's been a vast array of opinions across the internet, some praising it for being really innovative and creative and cool, others not so happy because maybe they're straying a little bit too far away from the typical 3D Zelda formula established with Ocarina of Time. But no matter what side of the Zelda fence you're on, one thing is clear here, that the game is looking to be absolutely massive and people are excited to see exactly what this game is about. So regardless, it's trending on Twitter, people are talking about it, and a lot of people are going to go out there and buy this game as it's continued to hold on the best sellers list across Amazon in various different countries, and of course Nintendo's probably racking up those pre-orders as systems and games and everything go on sale before the launch May 12th. But what do developers think about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? And it does seem like some of them might be a little bit upset about the game. Now, once again, this is all kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it's interesting to see from the developer standpoint what they're saying about Tears of the Kingdom. Now, Mr. David Goldfarb, who is the founder and studio creative lead over at The Outsiders, his studio developed Metal Hellsinger, a great game in its own right. He had this to say about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom gameplay. New Zelda making us all look bad. So essentially almost like a title, but just saying really like, man, look at what they're doing because of the gameplay. And I want to get into that a little bit more because hearing a developer's perspective is completely different from hearing maybe a gamer's perspective in terms of what mechanics are being implemented and how it's being done. And also JP Kellums, who is a friend of the channel as well. Shout out to my man JP. He used to be at Platinum Games. You guys all know him from that. Developed Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Nier Automata. He was all part of that. But now he is over at Harmonix with Epic Games, and he actually quote tweeted what Mr. David Goldfarb had to say and said this: encouraging all aspiring system designers to seek a new career path. So essentially saying, you guys can't live up to this. You can't really live up to what The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is doing. Just try something different. Now, once again, it's all tongue-in-cheek. It's just kind of joking, but it goes to show you how much respect and how creative and inventive what they saw is in the whole process. Michelle Flam, who's a senior game designer at BioWare, followed up by saying, I'm pretending I didn't see it. Ignorance is bliss. JP fires right back saying, but what if you could attach ignorance to bliss? Bleep, I can't unsee it. So it's really, really fun to kind of see what's going back and forth in terms of what the game developers are saying. I think that they see it from a different perspective. And the fact that you can automatically, like instantly fuse weapons on the fly that take care of a couple different things, right? Because you look at the whole weapon breaking system from Breath of the Wild and how that was a point of contention when it comes to people saying, yes, I like it because it adds difficulty, but then people saying, I hate it because my weapons are always breaking. Well, now you actually solve kind of two birds with one stone. You still have your weapon breaking for people who want to have that difficulty or feel that it's good, but then you also have a on-the-spot blacksmith, as in you're the blacksmith, that can instantly customize and fuse weapons right there, taking care of, once again, multiple birds with one stone. The customization, so having some type of upgrading built right in without actually having to go somewhere, but you can just do it on the fly, also making the weapon stronger so then it doesn't break and it becomes much more durable. Now, obviously, if you're someone who's played a game and has custom tools, you can see the amount of creativity in terms of weapon styles, combat, and what you can do, and just the possibilities seem almost endless, especially if you just take into account just what Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild had for weapons, and then you also factor that in with the items as well. I think that's why all the developers here are kind of just astonished with what's going on here and saying, goodness gracious, like, look at what they're doing here. This almost seems never been done when it comes to a major AAA action action adventure game on a console. Now, there's definitely other games that have done stuff like this, but to see it in a seamless open world with everything else that Tears of the Kingdom offers, I think it's a pretty compelling package overall. Now, I did actually watch the gameplay again a number of times, in addition to some analysis as well from various content creators, and this is definitely looking like they're taking the original Breath of the Wild and blowing it up to the max, fixing a lot of the issues the game originally had, and then adding so much more content on top of it. It's going to be essentially the super version, the best version that it can possibly be of Breath of the Wild, but of course new with Tears of the Kingdom. I'm very excited to see what they do with the story in the game, and I do think that there's some additions that Nintendo clearly isn't talking about here, and they're not going to spoil it beforehand. People kind of want Nintendo to spoil the game or show off more stuff. I think Nintendo's going to stay silent on a lot of these things and let people experience it themselves at first, and then maybe later they'll talk about it or have trailers or other things. But I think that they're being really sensitive to spoilers at this point, and I have no problem with that because I honestly don't need to see any more of the game. I want to go in fresh. I don't need to see a bunch of weapons or different areas. I'm going to buy the game anyway. We're all going to buy the game anyway. So I'd rather just have it at this point just be something that I see for myself, that I just really experience it. So I have no problem with them being secretive going forward. I saw enough with some of these main hooks and gimmicks with the fusing and also with the phasing through the ceilings. So to me, that's enough. The seamless open world, you can just transition from the sky areas down to the ground. No loading screens, instantly descend right into water or glide down. It's enough for me. But let's kind of shift gears a little bit to a very interesting RPG. So Persona 5, The Phantom X. We've got some brand new gameplay, playable characters with the PC version of the game. Now, I want to report on this because I didn't talk about the PC version. I only talked about the mobile version in my previous video. So we've got some details on the PC version. It's in beta. People are playing it, and Steparu on YouTube put up a synopsis and essentially a preview of the PC beta and some gameplay. So I do want to read off what he had to say here on his YouTube channel. After playing for 6 hours, here are some info people want to know. For now, the beta, all characters and weapons can be obtained through the shop currency, easily obtainable in beta. They have gacha animations for characters and weapons, so they might have these gacha later or collab specific. Some characters from P5 are obtained from shop, daily quest bonus queen, and an upcoming event. It's a mobile game ported on PC, so it will likely have gacha. Yes, it does have a standalone PC client, not emulator. As for the demons, demons will still join your party at the end of the fights. These demons specifically can be fused, around 20% rate for them to drop right now for the field bosses. Just fuse 2 times 4-star field drop to an Alice. Now, my demon journal is 50% done. You can purchase some demons in the shop, but these demons cannot be fused. So, if they wanted to add gacha, those demons might not be able to be fused. Only field drops can be fused. The Velvet Room only has 3 options right now, and they are fused demons, level up / skill up your demons, and demon journal. The MC can equip 3 demons and swap between them without CD. Combat has autoplay, so you can start a fight and go AFK. Exploration does not have autoplay. There is an overworld where you explore with the car and dungeon, crawl and palace-like system. That's all for now. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them before I get busy. So, very interesting here. The game essentially is Persona 5 mobile version. There's the music, there is very similar like characters. There's going to be characters that you can actually get from Persona 5 in like different types of events or just outright buy them. The game looks really cool. It's just a gacha version of Persona 5. Which still the great gameplay, still really cool, but it's missing some of the stuff in terms of the animations and some of the things that Persona 5 had. Obviously, I don't think it had that type of budget, but it does seem like they're using that same engine. Once again, music, animations, a lot of stuff is carried over, but there's some new things as well. The gameplay looks super smooth on PC. Looks like he's running it at a pretty high frame rate and also resolution, so very good across the board on that. But we're gonna have to wait and see once it gets out of the beta and how more people can play it. Exactly how bad is the gacha? How bad are they doing other things? Some people just might want to just stick with Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 on consoles without all of that stuff. But I am interested to see how well this game does. Does it fit their quotas, or does it hit their sales targets that they're looking for? Because clearly they're looking to bring in a lot of money with this game. But I mean, if you're going to do a mobile game like this, I guess it's cool that you have a PC version as well. But if you're going to do it, I guess this is the way to do it, right? It's a little bit different, but at the same time, look, they already got Persona 5 out on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and all that. They got Persona 3 and Persona 4, so they did fulfill all of that, which people have been wanting for a very long time, and they've got it out. So I don't mind them kind of milking it, I guess, a bit more for a whole separate thing. I just wish that this wasn't a gacha style and I can just play it on PC, or maybe it wasn't so abrasive with it, because it's pretty in your face here based off of what's being explained. But it is what it is. And once again, we did get Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5 on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, so that's pretty cool. And it looks like Atlus will be doing some other stuff as well with previous games. Shin Megami Tensei, there's some rumors about SMT4, SMT4 Final getting ported over to modern systems, so we're going to have to wait and see on that. And apparently Sega was supposed to be at E3 before they pulled out with so many other developers as well. So maybe they're going to show us something this summer. Maybe they'll be at the Summer Games Fest and they have some more games to show off for console players out there. But going from an RPG that I'm not necessarily too excited about to one that's actually really exciting on console, and yes, Live Alive, the legendary Super Famicom RPG, is actually coming to PC, PS4, and PS5 very soon here. This game was originally on the Nintendo Switch as an exclusive, and it sold over 500,000 units in 2022, and now they're bringing it over for more people to play. Now you guys can check out the demo right now on PS4 and PS5. It'll also be on Steam too. You can carry over that save to the full game. Also, if you pre-order the game on Steam, you can also pre-order to get 20% off on Steam, or with a PS Plus membership. And this game is out on April 27th. April 27th for PS4, PS5, and Steam. And this is awesome to see, man. I'm one of those people to where a game like this, Live Alive, you want as many people to be able to get this game as possible. Now, it started up, Nintendo published it here in the West. It was a kind of a collaboration to bring it back, get it marketing, get people talking about it. And a lot of people went out there and bought it that would have never bought it. 500,000 units for this type of game, which it never launched here in the West. It was a Japan Super Famicom exclusive. So to have this game kind of come out of nowhere when it was announced and sell 500,000 units is fantastic. And we don't have any updates on it. That was just 500,000 within the first couple months of the game's release. I mean, it's probably well over that at this point. So to see it get ported over to where more people can play this is fantastic, and that's exactly what I want to see with Team Asano Games. They deserve the extra sales, they deserve more people talking about the game, and it's fantastic. It's a really, really cool RPG that I enjoyed quite a bit playing on the Switch last year. So I don't think there's any physical version of the game at this point. There might be, don't quote me on it, but they didn't say anything about a physical version of the game. But I'm hoping maybe that comes later down the line, but we're going to have to wait and see about that. So unfortunately, no Xbox, but at least there's PC. So that's going to wrap it up for this video here, guys. Tell me what you think about the different topics. And if you haven't seen my video talking about big next-gen possible Switch 2 games, please check it out. It'll be right here on screen. Or if you're looking for some rare Nintendo Switch games, I did do a new video in my series about that. That will also be right here on the screen. Check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you for the next one. Peace.